Hello, everybody. Here's NoCB podcast. This is our something episode, our 13th episode. Usually we have
13th,
TJ hosting, but he is unable to make it. So I, Enigmatic Rose, is hosting today, and I'm joined by our regular panelists of Lambert.
Hello there.
Father Loris.
Hello.
And our guest speaker today is Aspec.
Hey, how you doing?
And today
The man
we're
with the actual professional radio voice.
Yes. Apparently I have annexed TJ, and that's why he's not here.
Yeah.
It's either that or something to do with the Corona beer. I don't know.
Yeah.
He drank
He
too
drank
much
too much
beer.
Corona beer. That's
Yeah,
it.
he's hungover.
Well, it's cheap though, isn't it? It's on sale, so.
Well, I mean, I can't imagine very many people who are going to be drinking it.
Well, I can't
Apparently
imagine
there's
people
lots of
drinking
it in the
first
stores
place.
everywhere.
Either that or it's some brilliant advertising for them.
Yeah, this is all just an elaborate advertising campaign by Corona Beer. That's what I choose to believe.
Implying TJ will be caught dead drinking Corona. Look, I don't know what he drinks.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he has energy drinks at PDXCon, but
I imagine
That was
Pretty
all
much
there
everyone
was
there.
to drink.
real ale from like a sort of a horn, like a horn flagon. That's what I
Oh, yeah,
imagine.
no, that's totally him. Yeah, he's definitely an ale guy.
No,
What
that
mead, yeah.
does sound like him. Yeah, let's put it
Yeah.
that way.
For sure.
But anyway,
Alright, so
what are we got going up today?
Speaking of Casus Belli's and getting rid of people, we're going to be starting with CK3 and that lovely dev diary about
Oh, yeah,
Casus
yeah.
Belli and all of our beautiful men-at-arms.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I kind of like this system. It's very interesting that it looks like every single war that you declare now, even like a standard, county claim war, is going to cost you something, like be it prestige or piety or something like that. I think it's an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
If you don't have the prestige, though, you can still just attack for a bit bigger penalty.
Yeah,
Cool.
which I think's great, right? I mean, like, you don't, because I don't like the situation in CK2 how it's like, oh shit, I don't have 100 prestige, so that's it. I'm just gonna hold out for a little while before I'm prestigious enough to declare war.
Yeah.
Wasn't that already the case in CK2?
No, I think
I'm
you just
pretty
couldn't.
sure, yeah, if you had a
do it at all.
claim war, it didn't cost you prestige to declare it.
No, only certain
but-
wars cost prestige.
No, I think
I'm-
I think
I'm
claim ones are
some-
fine.
So I'm guessing this is basically designed to curb you going to war too early, so you have to build up prestige first or something like that, or what's going on there?
If it's anything like CK2, getting to 100 prestige is not that difficult. But from
Oh, you
what,
just get married, right? Yeah.
yeah, you can get married. Or you're quite often born with it because your family's prestigious.
And if you don't have the prestige, then you can instead pay a bigger penalty, levels of fame or devotion.
Yeah.
Though I guess it doesn't say what happens if your level of fame is 0. What's the penalty then? Can you go on negative devotion, negative fame? That'd be infamous. You become infamous for declaring
Infamous.
war. That's a new style of gameplay. It'd be awesome.
You become infamous and then gain lots of stress. And then you die of a heart attack when you're 21 years old.
Oh yeah, totally.
Dream.
And most likely you will be pretty as well as strong and a genius, as is tradition.
Exactly.
Because then you're bound to die before the age of 6.
That's right. Yeah.
Or hunting accident. Can't.
Hunting accident.
Your
that's the other
kid's
one.
gone hunting. It's a surefire way of dying.
Yeah. Why did I put my 6-year-old on the hunt?
To turn him into a man.
And we do have
This'll break him in. Send him to hunt the
in
bears.
chat saying 100 prestige is indeed not much. Your own claims and de jure claims are quite cheap to pursue. Less justified things like ducal conquests are going to be more expensive, which makes
I like
a
it.
lot of sense.
I'm guessing Muslims keep a CB where they can attack bordering counties, but at the cost of piety too, I assume.
Oh, that's what
Was
I
that
was
something
assuming.
that the pagans had as well? Like border
Yeah, I
conquest?
think
Or am
so.
I thinking of a mod?
No, I think
they could do conquest claims against their neighbors.
Yeah, I don't think that even cost anything. I think you actually got stuff for that, right?
Yep.
It was free, man.
Prestige when you win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an interesting thing. If you win your conquest war, no, you gain fame now instead of gaining prestige for winning your conquest wars.
Got you.
What's interesting here, though, is it tells you the army strength of the person you're going to declare against.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm totally on board with that one.
Well, in CK2, you could always see it anyway.
Yeah.
You open up their character
see
tab.
How much power they would have. Yeah.
And you see that they have 100k and you have 200k.
But I also didn't like that. I didn't like
and then the Caliphate all the way in the Middle East would have like 1 million troops, and you'd be like, I'm just gonna wait for those guys to collapse in on themselves.
Yeah, just going to ignore that problem for a little while until they're encroaching into France. It's like, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe I should think about a caliphate.
War against this guy, a little holy war, and then he's not going to call in the big old caliphate because he's currently in a civil war. Oh, he's fixed his civil war. Oh, he does actually care about this 2-province duchy, and he's sending 100,000. Oh, that's great. I'll just roll over and die then, shall I?
Yeah. Then 20 minutes later. 20 minutes later is like, oh god, they've gotten past Vienna. Oh no.
I've decided maybe, yes, Muhammad, yes, he was God's prophet, actually. Yes, I've realised that now.
At least in Crusader Kings, if you declare a war and you lose, you can't lose land.
Yeah, that's fair as well. Although I'm pretty sure there's got to be some examples of people declaring wars, failing horribly, and then in the peace, like, okay, we'll give you this then. There's got to be some examples of that happening in this time period. Surely.
Probably?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know enough military history from the Middle Ages to be able to confirm or deny that.
Yeah, same.
We also have our new men.
There's got to be. Yeah. Go on, no, go.
Oh, we also have our new men at arms, which they give us more details about, which is very interesting.
I did see a lot of comments saying that, this is a useless mechanic because people are just going to pick what they think is the best one and they're going to stick with it for the rest of the game. And I'm thinking, in multiplayer, if you do that, you're straight up fucked because then the other guy's just going to counter you the next war.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's taking like the Imperator thing where it's rock, paper, scissors, right?
Yeah. No, it's rock, paper, scissors, elephant.
Yeah.
Except for sieges. Don't use elephants in sieges.
Oh, they drink the food. Yeah. But yeah.
Coming back to Tibet, as I always do in Imperator, I like how you can get elephants in Tibet and like you live in some mountains and so the AI buys elephants and your default tribesmen have elephants and they just die instantly because turns out Lhasa is not a great place to keep elephants.
Hannibal proved to us that at least one elephant can survive on a mountain.
And he's still there today. Roaming free.
And immediately afterwards, he also proved that, yes, the pincer maneuver actually works, and not even in theory.
Yeah. Yep.
A man ahead of his time.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, I like the man at arms. I think it's good, and I will probably be respecking because honestly, it doesn't look that expensive to disband these men at arms and raise some new ones.
Yeah.
It's kind of fine.
And like with Imperator, it straight up tells you, you have heavy infantry. It counters pikemen. So, if you're going to be fighting someone who uses a lot of pikemen, you want to maybe trade out your bowmen and light cav for heavy infantry.
Yeah.
Though as someone who does like watching quite a lot of HEMA content, historical European martial arts, pike would rip the shit out of a heavy infantryman. Like if you want to fight a pikeman,
I was thinking that when billmen and pikemen used essentially as a.
Well, the bill hook was used against horses because it had the hook on the end to drag people off the horse.
The
but
pike has
if you've got a wall of pikes. Doesn't matter if you have a shield. If you run into that, you are straight up fucked.
Especially if your shield is simply laminated wood, which they quite often were, with maybe leather put over the top, the front.
Well, like say with the bill hook, it was generally used for taking people off horses, but I can hook your shield and pull it away from you, and then my buddy can stab you in the throat. So
Yeah.
I'm not agreeing with that particular rock paper scissors outcome.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Surely, like archers would be that one counter,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, because if you're holding a pike, you're probably using two hands. You don't have room for a shield.
Yeah, exactly. So, other than that, I like it. Especially
pretty
as
cool.
siege weapons are there, so it gives you an interesting choice to make. Do I
Are these
go
the kind
with...
are these the kind of siege weapons that can throw a 90-kilo rock 300 meters away?
It's
No,
a little
it's
bit
an
less than that. It's
onagers.
an onager, not a trebuchet.
yeah, it's like a poor man's trebuchet. It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Hey, onagers were pretty darn powerful in Age of Empires.
Yeah, but not.
Yeah, but
that's true.
then a trebuchet.
Well, yeah,
It's
the
basically
trebuchet couldn't
tunneling
hit your
devices.
troops.
If you play like Black Forest, and then you basically have a tunnel that you dig with your onager through the forest.
Well, the real question is whether or not you're going to be allowed to build the wolf trebuchet up in Scotland. Really,
Oh,
as a
yeah,
super
yeah.
weapon.
It's
Hope
okay,
that's
we
like a
surrendered. No,
Scottish
I would
unique
like
unit.
to try this out.
Like a Scottish unique, yeah.
No, English. You
Oh,
know.
of course,
Minister
yeah,
said
of course it is.
the game has got trebuchets as well. They're better than onagers. Of course they're better than onagers. We don't need to know that. But
Yeah.
yay,
No,
there
it
is
has-
certainly...
It was featured in like previous dev diaries, but models for them, which
Oh, that's right. Well, it's just not in this list, so...
And this,
I'm
by the
taking this
way,
list
I-
as an exhaustive list, of course.
just as a general note for today, my wife is in the room as well, and I may ask her some questions at some point. So
yeah, that's
be
fair.
aware of that.
That's fair.
Totally fine.
Father Loris was at our wedding, so that was a good time. Although, no, he showed up late.
Yeah,
He
my
showed
car
late-
broke
He
down.
showed up late because his car broke down. He showed up an hour late. He came in only for the food afterwards.
The best
he was
bit.
there for the
you know,
important part.
It was all intentional. It's like, never mind that wedding business. I just came for I tell you what, the best like potato salad I've had ever. Like, it's amazing. I still need to get my recipe because, like, when what I think of when I think the Netherlands, I think weeds, windmills, and wooden shoes. Who would have thought?
Made windmills and wooden shoes, but the potato salad was excellent.
It's for potato
All right.
salad now. That's what sticks to my mind. I think Netherlands. I think potato salad. It's the best.
Well, it's good. It's good to know that that the first thing that doesn't come to your mind is me and my wife getting married. It's the potato salad. Thanks, Loris. Much appreciated. That's great.
Oh, speaking of potato salad, I know it's completely not to do with the dev day or anything. When I moved to Finland,
be.
potato salad was like one of my favourite things. I tried every single potato salad in the stores. They're all crap. Finland has terrible potato salad. I'm so disappointed.
That's
But
very
nothing on the
sad.
Dutch.
You just have
It
to
is
make it
very sad.
yourself.
Anyway, back to the dev diary.
Where's our potato salad dev diary?
Speaking of salad, these onagers
See?
can turn people into salad.
Us, and
Yeah.
we'll see what they do against camel riders, which are one of the more unique. And it looks like it shows us they only have certain terrains they're good at, which is I like. From a UI's perspective, I really like how they show the different terrains, and I'm assuming if you're in game and you hover over them, it'll tell you exactly what terrain that is.
And then you can search inside that tooltip what something else in the tooltip is, because tooltips
Yes.
and tooltips are cool. Mm-hmm. I will say, that the brown mountain and the white mountain, I'd love to know what the difference between those are.
Probably like
for
sandy
colour.
desert mountains, or
It's probably similar as an EU4 where the terrain modifiers are attached to it, so you should be attacking in certain regions. Obviously, across rivers is never a good idea, but you get the gist here.
Yeah.
Attacking the mountains, like it's a fortification bonus you get. All right.
Yeah.
Also, interesting that camels are really good in marshes.
Flatter feet,
The very
innit?
center one.
they have
Still
wide
not-
feet,
not-
so they don't sink into the ground as bad as horses.
But they've
you
got
know-
really big feet
What are you
and
talking
tiny
about?
ankles.
Whoa! Camels do not have bigger feet than horses.
I thought they did. I thought they have like flatter, ploddy feet.
I thought they had wider feet.
For the sand. I would have thought that too.
They've got a giant hump of fat on their back. They're not lighter than. Have you seen, do you know how big a camel is?
Yeah.
It's so much bigger than a horse.
Yeah, but it's got wide feet. Does it not?
I think it does.
All right, we got to Google camel. No, we're not going to Google camel.
No.
We're not actually going to do that.
Hold on. I got a biologist in the room. Nikki?
Ecologist.
Yeah, same thing. So, what would be better in a swamp? A camel or a horse?
In that case, because their feet have more surface area, it would be a camel.
Yes, there we are.
See,
team
I
camel.
agree it'd be better than a horse, but they shouldn't get like a bonus just in general for being
There we
in
go.
the marsh. They should just get a weaker penalty.
There's a lovely image that shows the one-toed hoof for like horses, the two-toed hoof for camels, and then elephants with their 3 or 4.
Oh, so elephants are bigger feet, so theoretically elephants should be better in marshes. Too, right?
In the swamp.
Tell that to Hannibal. He lost his eye in the swamp. Anyway,
This is some amazing subject matter, guys. It's really getting off track. I'm really glad I said yes
So
to this
speaking of
podcast.
This is the high quality content that people
I
tune
feel
in for.
enriched. I
Other
feel
interesting
enriched.
things you can hire to help your troops. We have mercenaries.
Oh yeah, we've changed it away. So it's like, I'm not quite sure about this one because you pay like up front, right? You pay like 3 years worth.
Yeah,
and
you
then-
pay 3 years up front.
Yeah.
the fact
Which-
that they come with a lot of levies, I think, is going to make them a little bit less. I think they should come without levies, honestly. They should just be really small elite units. So some Huskarls, light cavalry skirmishers, but without the levies. I think
That
that'd be
would
pretty
make
cool.
more sense from what they're
does this-
describing levies as.
Does this mean that so how it worked in CK2 was you would hire mercenaries and they would have a monthly upkeep. If you
Yes.
couldn't pay it, they would rebel against you. Or
They
rebel
had a
against you? That's no
chance of
longer a
either
thing?
just leaving, rebelling,
joining the other
and
guy.
joining the other side.
Yes, that's no longer a thing.
No.
No. You
Unfortunately,
pay for them
no.
for 3 years, and at the end of the 3 years, they say, hey, do you want to pay us again? If not, we're leaving. Bye.
Oh, that sounds boring. You think be like, hey, yeah, I can't pay you right now, but there is Constantinople. Go over
Yeah,
there. You can have that.
See, that's what I like too. And they also, like, if they won a war, they could set up like a mercenary company state, essentially, which was great. They set their own little kingdom with a mercenary captain as the king. But that's no longer.
Yeah.
Isn't that what the Teutonic Order is? Oh no, that's a
Holy Order.
Holy
yeah.
Order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you can establish Holy Orders. I'm not quite sure if you can in CK3. You can in 2 anyway.
I don't
think
know that
just
we've heard
the only
anything
thing I
about them
don't
for
like-
3 yet.
No, I
yeah.
don't think so.
But they'll be
I think
in
the only
or
thing I
not.
don't like in this is that mercenaries can't rebel at the end of their contract.
Yeah.
That's
It
that's
does
the only
seem
part
like-
that is a little bit disappointing.
Not even that they would rebel, but maybe, if you're still at war and you decide not to pay to keep them, maybe a small chance that they'll, like, rampage through your countryside, like, raiding a couple provinces before they leave.
Yeah, I could see that being a fun thing. Well, not really fun, but like interesting, enraging maybe. But yeah, I think I'm okay with this for the moment.
And, just doing what mercenaries do when they don't have money coming in.
I love
Speaking of mercenaries, the Papal States had the Swiss Guard as their mercenaries, and we're talking about the Papal States in the EU4 Dev Diary.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, but I have to talk
Totally
about the
start the
art.
Swiss Guard in there.
That's fair.
What a great segue.
It was beautiful, Lambert.
art
Try and
was
make them
Gold
as
star,
painful
A+.
as possible.
Are you Linus by any chance, or
Are
What's
we
that?
doing what, sorry?
are you Linus by any chance with these amazing segues?
Oh, I mean, just you've got to make it as painful as possible so people really know what you're doing.
Oh, of
'Cause-
course.
Yeah. Because if they're not like, oh, that segue was awful, then I mean, you failed, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Want to
what's
lose
interesting
like
about
at least
the
like 10
Swiss
subscribers
Guard
in every.
in an EU4
transition.
is that you either have to have a really good relationship with the Swiss or you have to own some of their land, which means you have probably a pretty bad relationship with them.
Well, it's good that
Yeah.
you're not locked out of them, right? So
Yeah, I think that's probably the more important part. It's like either be allied to them or conquer them. Because if you're getting up there, like going through your papal mission tree, and you're conquering Italy, the Swiss are probably not going to like you for very long because of your aggressive expansion. So
Correct.
Yeah, befriend or conquer.
and we're also now like a unique mercenary band rather than a flat bonus to your troops.
Yeah.
The most important
Nice,
thing
though,
about
if
this
the
one though
Swiss
is
Guard personally had the discipline bonus rather than an event that lasts only 20 years, giving you a global mercenary bonus.
yeah, I thought the 20-year thing would be kind of weird because unless you keep it, they're unique to you at all times, right? You have that forever. It's forever unique.
Yeah.
Got you. That's right, man. As long as only you can have it, because imagine you fight Naples and like, oh shit, we've got the Swiss guards attacking me.
Swiss guard versus Swiss guard.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm sure it happens all the time.
Well, they look fabulous whilst doing it.
Exactly.
And was this a thing before in EU4? I've never played the Pope. Healing the Schism?
No, that's brand new.
Could you even play as the Pope?
You could play
You
as the
could
Pope,
play
yes.
as
Yeah.
But things
You
like
didn't
switching
wanna
to
go too
Kingdom
far,
of
though.
God were a downgrade? Or was it downgrade?
Yeah. Not anymore, apparently. Although we don't know what yet.
No.
But yeah,
Do you
healing
have...
schism is something that's in Mayo and Taxes. Just gonna point out that
Just pointing out.
yet another feature is like, oh, we're just gonna this Mayo and Taxes feature looks pretty cool. We'll just take some of that. But yeah, healing schism, it's probably a good idea.
Well, it was already in CK2 that you could do that.
CK2 was when the schism happened, so it was like super fresh. You're more likely to, they're still at the time when, oh, we can mend it, but by the time you get to E4, like they've been separate for so long that it's like less likely. Mayo and Taxes being brought up is a drink. Mate, you don't want to die of alcohol poisoning, do you?
Way ahead of you, Val. Don't worry.
We also have a new Italian mission tree.
Which I like. I think the art in here, it pops really nicely.
Absolutely.
It is gorgeous.
Sorry, I just definitely stole your talking point, didn't I?
Oh man, yeah. It's the only thing I can talk about is assets. Like, oh my goodness. Look at them, they are gorgeous. Especially like Humiliate Austria, that smashed shield is it's beautiful.
Have they been showcasing this on the Death Clash by any chance?
Yes.
Not the Italian mission tree.
Oh.
Because no one's got to make Italy yet.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure they'll get there eventually.
There's minor states though, I think they have. Focuses, right?
Then right at the very end, they tease us with the Italian Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be very cool, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. Which side are the Italians going to take this time?
Whoever's against the Italians, that's what side the Italians take.
Yeah.
They gain access to new mercenary groups, reduce mercenary costs, and have greater mercenary discipline.
Yeah.
Just like use all of the mercenaries in Italy on both sides. I like it.
Oh, there was also a leak of a new institution on the dev class called Industrialization.
I saw that. Jake was very... he was like, oh, what's this new institution? I'm not going to tell you. And then he clicked on a province and it was there. It was like, oh, it's industrialization. Literally within 5 seconds. Like, yeah, good job. Good job, Jake. That was either very much planned or just, brain fart moment, I guess.
So I missed that bit. Is that replacing manufactories then, or is it?
I doubt it.
Was it on top of it?
See it. I think it's going to be on top of it. Like
Okay.
your manufactories, you could build them like throughout the game as you get more tech. The big like industrialization style building was the foundry though that you could build on coal provinces.
Yeah,
I could see that being moved to industrialization.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a new 8th one, Johan just said.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can you, however, and this is the important question, it's important to my interests for various reasons, build trains?
Ooh.
I really like building roads in
yeah.
Imperator, so I would love to build trains.
That'd be amazing.
And roads in EU4 would be great.
Or does this start to overlap into the title that shall not be named?
Yeah.
That
No, I think
The
mythical
one that is
title that
most
will
certainly
never
coming.
come
It's
Yeah.
coming.
reality.
It's coming.
There's because it is in this time period. Like Richard Griffith built the first steam locomotive, I believe.
Well, the first
In this
steam
time
engine
period?
was Thomas Stevenson.
17
No,
something.
no, that's the first successful one. Richard Griffith.
Oh,
did.
come on.
Well-
Of course you could have talked about the first successful one.
We were talking
If you
about
build it,
building.
it fucking breaks. It's not
No,
really
it-
a train, is it?
It works. Oh my god, I'm going to get proper train nerd now. Hold on. So
George
Richard-
Stevenson, not
So
Steven.
let's go back in time a little bit and stop the train talk and go to roads. Lambert loves building roads so much.
I do. It's great.
Yeah, it is. It is really satisfying.
Make your dudes faster. It makes your map look prettier. It's just great. Also, speaking of pretty, that needs to be one of the new loading screens because
that is gorgeous.
Oh yeah, the Imperator update one.
It would be nice if they showed her head. Not gonna lie, would be nice to see Athena's head.
Is that supposed to be the Temple of Athena, the one that doesn't exist anymore?
Yes, that one.
I see.
I mean, I assume it's Athena. What with the shield.
Well, it's she's not sitting in a chair, so it's not a Temple of Zeus. So
yeah. I wonder if they're going to add that as one of the on-map monuments then, because it's not there at the moment. Oh, it's got to be Athena because there's Athenian shields on the walls.
And as for that, the Archimedes update has been announced for March 31st, along with the cost for the Magna Gracia content pack.
I think for what we're getting in it, that's pretty well priced.
Yeah, £5 in it.
Yep.
Is it £5?
$7.99 US dollars or euros, and then £5.79.
Okay.
And then
I haven't been keeping up with that game for quite some time. Can you build the Pharaohs, or does it already exist?
You mean the Pharaoh's Canal?
No, the lighthouse.
Oh yes, you can.
Yes.
Can you build it?
Okay.
You can also build the Colossus of Rhodes.
The Colossus of Rhodes.
Yes.
Is that within the time frame?
Yep. It was built, I think, like 10 years after the beginning of the game.
280 BC. Okay.
20 years then, maybe.
The statue of Zeus, which is too old. And the Temple of Artemis, maybe?
Yep, that's in it as well.
And the gardens?
Garden of Babylon is in it, yes.
Oh, cool.
All of the 7 wonders are in it, whether you have to build them or whether they're already there on the map.
The pyramids are already old by this
point.
So.
Yes. Sure. There's also a few other monuments. You got Stonehenge. There's some kind of temple in Taxila, which is, I think, modern-day Afghanistan. There's something in Ceylon, and I always butcher the pronunciation. Like there's like a mountain with a castle on top of it.
A mountain with a tassel.
Yeah,
on top
it's
of it.
like nailed it. And there's also
Totally
the temple
nailed
of
it.
Jupiter Optimus Maximus in Rome. And there's some others in like Anatolia as well. There's quite a few like on map monuments. But yeah, having more is gonna be nice.
And
They need
they've
to
also
add
given us
the Acropolis where the Parthenon is.
They've also given us a schedule here
Yes, they have.
with another free update this summer.
Yeah, I did see quite a few people saying, "Oh, they're not putting another content pack beside Menander." I think they probably will. They just haven't announced it, so they're not putting it in the graphic yet.
That's
is
possible.
what I'm assuming. Yeah.
Or they could be alternating, since the last pack was just a free update. And
maybe.
Autumn of
I
War.
can't see it. Yeah, Autumn of War. I mean, he did announce that the content pack after Menander was going to be all about war. I'm interested in what Winter is going to bring. I'm hoping trade. I think that's going to be probably the one I most want, at least. Siri, that's the one, Agamade, and I butchered the name of it already. Sigiria. That's the one. That's in the game. Yes.
And that's the mountain with a tassel.
Got
you.
We got some new things for Athens, Sparta, and Syracuse as well. What do you think of these? Because I'm conflicted on one of them.
Isn't Sparta supposed to be an utter joke by the time of the Roman Empire?
Yes, but this isn't the time of the Roman Empire. It's just like slightly before it. They are.
Right,
They're definitely
it's the Republic, right?
Yeah, they're definitely still in their decline. Their heyday is definitely over by this point.
But it's like with EU4, the Byzantines are definitely on the decline. But that doesn't mean people don't have fun taking them and conquering the world with them.
Yeah. Taking someone that is like all the odds are stacked against them and then pulling them up is some of the most fun you can have in these games.
Yeah.
Well, Sparta's a fun campaign.
So when was it called?
Byzantium is a painful campaign.
It's actually in the Trojan Wars or something. Is that far back, or is it like later? I don't really know. To be honest.
No, it's Trojan Wars was during the Bronze Age. This was more after the Persian Wars.
Right.
Then there was the Peloponnesian Wars, and then after that, Sparta was a joke.
Got you.
Mostly because they lost their slaves.
Yeah, something. We don't reform our government or entire way of life, and also we don't have the stock of people that are still allowed to be, soldiers, which is where Marius came in the Roman Empire. So it actually, worked out well.
Oh yeah,
yes.
For them.
Exactly. They just ran out of people. But yeah, I very much like the Sparta new mechanics. It's not radically different. It's just changing the effects of a couple of buttons. But I think it's very flavorful, and I quite like it. You
more
definitely get
flavourful,
to focus your efforts on different places. Like previously, the military button was just pop output, but now you can choose between freemen and citizens. I think it's a pretty decent change. It's the Athens one that I'm kind of conflicted on, because ostracization, it wasn't I don't like this person, he's banished. It was more everyone writes down a name, and then whoever gets the most votes, they can fuck off. So this seems very corrupt. It's not what I envisage when I think of ostracization, which is always going to kill me trying to pronounce that. But yeah, that's
I didn't know it was like an official thing. That's pretty cool. So
yeah, basically all of the citizens wrote down on a tablet a name, and then whoever got
Jim
the most, they were banished.
Got you.
It was to prevent a Caesar from rising up. Obviously not specifically Caesar, but a really populist character who would ruin democracy. It was to prevent that. It didn't work. It was a terrible idea, but...
Yeah, surely if he was really popular, you wouldn't have his name on the tablet.
Yeah, I suppose that's true as well.
Well, it stopped as like a really unpopular guy rising to power.
Yeah, pretty much.
But
that one's a bit iffy. But I like the Sparta one, and the Syracuse one is really cool. That one I like quite a lot.
Who's that guy that lived in a bucket and would poop on the floor?
No, you're talking about the guy who lived in an amphora in Greece.
That's the one. Yeah. How come he didn't get kicked out?
Was that?
It was one of the philosophers.
I don't know.
I can't remember. Who it was.
Diogenes. That's the one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chat.
That's him.
I'm surprised. Yeah, he didn't get kicked out. To be honest.
I mean.
People loved him.
His name never came up in the ostracization thing. So, I mean, what can you do? You can't be corrupt and kick him out and take the tyranny hit. You got to do it the right way.
No, it sounds like a public health hazard, to be honest.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, for the Syracuse one, you get to create client states. I mean, he says client states in the dev diary text. But the in-game tooltip says it becomes a free city. And I really hope it's a new kind of vassal rather than just being a client state.
It says create mercenary states. Catane will become a free city, led by a local mercenary.
Exactly. But in the text below that, it does say release single cities as client states.
And good news, folks, I have closed captions working now.
Oh, nice. I think if you do that, you're going to run into the problem where you run out of diplomatic relation slots. I think if they become feudatory style, where they don't take one, I think that's going to be far too overpowered, because the vassal swarm is already ridiculously powerful. I'd like it to be somewhere in between. Like, you can have maybe 3 to 5 of these free cities before, like, you take up one slot with 3 to 5 of them. And then if you want, 6, then you get another relation slot.
So, like, each of them is worth, like, 0.5 or 0.25 or something of a slot.
Yeah, something
like that. Like, impaired, like, Stellaris does that with your influence.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Did you just say the S word?
That's it. Hold on.
Speaking of
diplomatic limit.
But Well, we're
Something,
not quite
something.
there yet. We're not quite
Oh,
there yet.
damn.
We'll be there very soon. If
Okay,
we
come
can
back
keep
to the
Lambert on
diplomatic
track
limit
here,
topic.
because we know he loves Imperator so much.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see it being really cool. I do think they've got a new type of government. They're a new type of vassal. I hope. But yeah, I think that's another cool thing for Imperator, making all of the countries feel just a little bit more unique, which is definitely
We also have
something
new
that's
artwork
needed.
here. Do you have any comments, Loris?
Yeah, they're nice. I more like the loading screen thing. Unit models, like, I can take or leave, to be honest. Like,
But that Minoan, the Minoan shield is really cool. I want it.
It reminds me, I did a series on Crete where we just tried to build really tall early on. Back it was like 1.1 or something.
Yeah, I
And
did
it
that
was-
for my sponsored Paradox stream as well.
Yes. A lot of people did that. But
Yeah, they did. I mean, it's a good place to do it, in fairness.
yes.
It's
Well, 'cause
Tutorial
it's-
Island.
Basically, it's Newbie Island for Imperator.
But speaking of
of
islands,
sponsored
planets are
streams.
basically islands
damn,
in the
damn.
middle of space.
What about all those spies you need to go and sneak onto those islands?
Oh shit!
I
That's
forgot
how it
about
fought.
Hearts of
I
Iron.
forgot about Hearts of Iron too.
Oh yeah, there's that.
We don't have much
damn.
to point for. Basically, you can fire your spies now. They,
Look,
Yeah, yeah.
segues have got to be as painful as possible. And if you fail your segue,
But-
that's
so
even
here-
worse.
If you segue into
So
the wrong
if you
game,
if you fire your spies, what happens? Do you take him behind the chemical shed or something? Or
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens?
apparently,
You proper,
they go
like,
back
off
into
mice
the
and men him.
pool. So you're not really
There's a
killing
pool?
them.
I haven't played this update. I haven't played Hearts of Iron since PDXCon. Back in what was it, August or something like that?
October.
So October, yeah. Well, I haven't played since then, so I wouldn't know what on earth is going on. Tell me more about this spy pool.
yeah. So we introduced like a new
Excuse me, that
espionage
was a plate.
system, and basically you can recruit spies to basically do all the dirty work in other countries and give you like really good bonuses too. Essentially,
And, think of kind of how envoys work a little bit in Stellaris, but much, much deeper in the fact that they
Stellaris
can also
gets
get a
its-
lot of information for you.
When Stellaris gets its espionage system that is long awaited and needed, then it'll have a direct segue.
Yes. They've also fixed some issues with mods here.
That's nice.
Oh boy, is the launcher finally in such a place that you can make mod groups and easily launch them, or grab a save file and then automatically have them activated? Is that what they have done? Because that would be great.
That would be
They
amazing.
haven't done it, have they? They
No,
haven't
it
done it,
doesn't,
have
No,
they?
they
doesn't
haven't.
work that way.
I don't know if there's
I
been any
still
update to the
really
launcher.
don't like the new launcher.
Does it work for you yet, Lambert? That's the thing. It doesn't actually work.
Yes,
for you,
it does.
Oh, it does?
I have finally got it fixed.
though. Right.
It's still a bad launcher, but it technically works, and that's the best kind of works. But yeah, I can now play Paradox games without having to jump through a hoop.
You can just go into your game folder
Yes,
and just
that's
jump
the way,
into the game, right?
That's one of the hoops I've been playing.
Oh, what a hoop that is!
No, no,
Oh my
but
god,
for
you have to click
EU4
7 additional buttons.
No. For EU4, I also had to close Steam because that hoop didn't work alone.
Oh,
so
no.
playing multiplayer was almost impossible. Playing with mods almost impossible. For Hearts of Iron, I could do that, but I would desync in multiplayer games. And
Speaking
Stellaris, I had to really, sometimes I could
multiplayer
click
games-
resume to work. Sometimes I could click single player, but yeah, it didn't work very well.
Speaking of multiplayer games, 3 of us were involved in a multiplayer game this past weekend.
Yeah. Tell us how that went.
Segues.
Actually,
I
Did it go good?
believe there was some death.
Oh,
Who
well,
won in the end?
Yeah. You can't really avoid death when you spawn next to the Reapers.
True.
But yeah, Stellaris, there was a thing and it was really cool. Do you want
have
to tell us
fun,
about your
Aspec?
Empire, Aspec?
About my empire.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you can buy a T-shirt of them. It's on my YouTube page, which is pretty cool. No, I was Rock People in the Stellaris multiplayer game. It was good fun. Basically, the whole shtick was, there's a planet over there. We don't want to land on it because it takes way too much time. We'll just slam a giant rock into it instead. I thought that was fairly clever. It's one of the new origins in the game. So
Rock Riders.
Are we talking about this game now?
We are indeed. Yes,
we
we've moved on
completely
officially.
100% on the Stellaris.
All right. That's good.
Oh wait, no, we've got one. No,
No. Unless they come out with a Victoria 3 announcement in the next 20 seconds, yeah, we're talking about Stellaris.
March of the Eagles 2. Right.
Imagine.
Right. March of the Eagles is awesome, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Almost every guest that we've had on has said that.
It is. It's so underrated. Great multiplayer game.
Anyway, so Stellaris Federations came out yesterday. It's pretty good. My review is out for it right now. I'm not going to say what I'm saying in the review because that would be kind of against the point. Clicks are good and all that stuff. But overall, I'm feeling fairly positive about it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed
it. Definitely agree with that. Hang on, I can pop your review in chat as well. Go watch that after the stream.
Don't forget to like and subscribe too. It's important.
Yeah. Yes, and hit that bell.
Hit that bell. Like a comment.
Have you got memberships on your channel?
Yes.
We'll be a member as well.
Yes, sure. Be a member. Buy the T-shirt. Click the links.
Yeah.
Speaking of the T-shirt, there's his Rock Riders right here. Loaded up the save from this past weekend.
I was wondering what you were doing instead of looking at the dev diary.
Yeah, well, that's what I was doing. There's his beautiful Rock Riders. This was the start of the second day. So we're back in time before we all died.
Yeah.
Because I believe, Lambert, you lost half your empire. Aspec lost more
I'd say
than half.
is very optimistic.
I just had planets left and no production except science.
Yeah, I was purged down to the last rock. So.
I think the best part of it though was Britain rebelling using my pops. So the trade consortium of the Ornithar Lambirds or whatever it's called, owning London, is actually going to be my next multiplayer playthrough. I'm using the same race, but we're going to be the megacorp from London. It's going to be great.
with the new origin as well.
Yep, I'm going to be.
Oh God! Hold on. I just bit on a kernel of mustard in my mouth. Sorry.
Ooh, lovely.
I thought you were like, I don't like that origin. It's terrible.
Oh no, that origin is great.
Yeah,
it's good. It requires quite a lot of understanding of the game, and it's probably the deepest one in terms of mechanical usage.
Which origin is this?
This is the Voidborn.
Yeah.
I am definitely going to take a lot of time and go and watch Stefan's stream. That's probably the best way to learn how to play it.
You mean the stream that started 12 minutes ago?
Did it? Oh, is he streaming now?
Yeah, he's doing something about Ring Worlds.
Oh, okay. No, I meant the stream from the event.
I do have a question for you here. Either it didn't load in properly, or you were 300 out of 100 for your Empire Sprawl.
I think you need a monthly tick.
I did let it do a monthly tick. I tried living.
Oh yeah, no, that's correct. No. My Empire Sprawl was 200% more.
Okay.
That's painful.
So that's a lot more impactful now, right? In the new update, Empire Sprawl.
No, it's okay. About like in general, my tech costs were like 70% more than usual, so it doesn't really impact things so far. But it's interesting that you talked about this subject because they added the new administration system into the game where you build admin buildings that give you more admin capacity. I really don't like it. I think it needs to be significantly nerfed because it's too powerful.
Yeah.
It completely negates the ability of it completely negates the point of playing tall. There is no point playing tall because of the admin capacity.
Yeah.
That's because you can play as wide as you want. You just designate one planet as an admin planet, and then you're back at the same level as somebody else would be who's playing tall when it comes to admin capacity. Yeah. So there's really no point to that anymore. which is a real shame because now it's just like go as wide as you want. Just set one planet aside, build admin centers on it, and you're basically on the same stretch as somebody else.
And they
That's
even
my
have it
problem
as
with
a
it too.
bureaucratic center.
Yes.
So and it really only needs, in my experience, only really need one designated specialist planet, right? I mean, if you have a large empire, you basically have one bureaucratic planet, and you're sorted, basically, right?
Yeah, the planet of bureaucrats. Have you ever seen the movie Brazil? It's basically that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was thinking more Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. You know,
That's what I was thinking of too.
As a Warhammer nerd, I was thinking of Holy Terror, but that's just me. I'll bring anything back to Warhammer. I actually thought of that, but you're right. That does sort of nerf quite significantly the tall play.
Yeah, I haven't played with the latest patch yet. There's a beta patch out at the moment. I don't know if
it's
things
gone
have
live.
It's actually been rolled
changed in
into
that.
the main patch.
Yeah.
Now.
The 2.6.1 patch is live at the moment, and you can access it through Steam and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen the individual patch notes yet. Apparently, there are some AI-related stuff regarding diplomacy and all that, but I don't think the admin centers are actually touched. But yeah, like I said, I don't think it's a good decision because it impacts gameplay styles quite significantly. Again, being tall, it doesn't matter anymore. In the past, you could hyper-specialize on like 5-6 planets, but that is sadly no longer the case anymore, and that is a shame because it is a very interesting way of playing, and I don't think you get any bonuses from being underneath admin cap either. So
No, there are no bonuses for being underneath. Though I'm looking around to your tech being so far over. You were equivalent with Lambert.
I didn't have any tech planets.
But it does appear everyone else is superior or overwhelming to you.
Oh.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because my economy was crapping out resources like mad and getting on par with everybody. Let's put it this way: I had so many pops. Within 10 to 20 years, if the game had continued, I would have been the Senate quite easily. Because my economical power would have been easily capable of repelling anything. But on top of that, I would only need to assign one planet just for tech, build a science nexus, and boom, we are done. And I'm on top of the tech game again. Yeah. It's a choice you make at the start of the game. Do you want to go wide? Do you want to focus heavily on industry while somebody else is going for tech? And that's always an option. But in this particular case, 12 people on a small galaxy. I needed to grab as much land as I possibly could because I think everybody was playing with 5-6 planets. I had 15, I think.
Oh yeah, I had 4, and there was nothing else I could take.
Exactly. So in this particular case, I don't think technology by itself was all that important, except for some specifics, because I could always do research agreements.
Yeah.
And on top of that, having a massive economy would have helped so much more, especially with the amount of crap that was thrown at us.
So just a question then, how would you balance it? How would you change the bureaucratic centers? Would you just remove them, or?
No, I wouldn't remove them. I still think they have a place. Either put limits on them of how many you can build on a singular planet, similar to how the monument used to work.
Right.
Or something along the lines of reduce the amount of admin cap you get from them. I think the big problem with it is there's technologies in the game that boost your admin cap by percentages. I think those should be removed if they want to keep this system.
Right. Okay.
See, what I was thinking was having bureaucracy offices have a sort of a locational effect, so it reduces the impact of your empire size. Say if you have a bureaucratic thing next to your capital, it would only decrease it by 50%, that area of effect. So you'd have to spread these bureaucratic planets as your empire expands out. So.
Yeah, but then as soon as you get gateways, the distance is completely removed again, and then you start ballooning.
Oh, true. Yeah.
There's probably better people out there who have an opinion about this that are a little bit more involved with the design process, because I'm most definitely not. But right now, the
There's a
percentage
thought.
in admin cap is just problematic.
Have the offices only affect the sector the planet is in.
Because then the problem with that would be is you would have to allocate sector specific admin cap, and that just adds more finicky garbage that
True.
nobody wants.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
kind of
It's a lot more
like
micro,
having
And also, who actually here uses the sector setup in your outliner?
No, I change it the first thing I do. You do your tech, you see if there's any better way to put your scientists, and then you turn the outliner changed.
I do use the sector outliner, but only for allocation of governors.
Oh, for that, I just click on every single planet. Oh, you haven't got a governor. Now you're in a sector.
When it comes to being able to assign governors to sectors and stuff like that, I think it's quite useful because it doesn't matter. It's like 5 years. Every 5 years, one of the governors is like, "Nope, I'm going to be completely incompetent right now. I'm useless.
I'm going to develop a drug addiction."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to become a criminal.
Exactly, or I can no longer gain any experience anymore, or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's I like to be able to keep tabs on it. I don't use the sector system at all. I don't think anybody does, and that's like the autonomous sector system.
No,
but in the outlier, I like to use sectors. Yeah, that's not an issue.
Yeah.
Right, here's another question. One of the biggest changes they put out here was the origin and adding those in.
What's your favorite origin?
Yes.
What is my favorite? What is my favorite origin? Different. It's. Oh man, you may as well just ask which of my children I love the most.
Well, okay, which one are your kids?
Don't you only have one kid?
I only have one child. That is true. Okay. That's like asking which Gabe Newell I love the most, the one with the beard or the one without the beard.
It's with the beard every time.
Okay, well, if we didn't ask you
true.
hard questions, like that's why you're here.
Yes.
Gotta make it easy on you.
In terms of role playing, it's the which is the one with the gateways? No, not with the ones with the gateways. The one with the archaeology, not on the shoulders of giants.
Oh, it's Remnants.
Remnants.
You
The
start on a
archaeology?
relic world.
Yes. That's,
No, not that one. The one that gets all the archaeology sites in your
Oh.
system.
The one that I thought
That is
that
on
up
the
was
shoulders of giants.
placeholders.
That's on the shoulder.
yeah, that's on the shoulders of
Remnants.
giants.
Oh yeah. That one is probably one of the better narrative events within the game since Horizon Signal, which I think has a lot of value because it sticks with you all the way till the mid game.
Yeah.
And none of the other origins really have that. It's kind of funny actually. You finish it, or at least you think you finish it,
Yes.
and then it turns out there's a lot more behind it. And I only realized that after I started digging through the script files, and I really like that sort of thing. I like it when there is long, entangled event chains within a larger event itself, like a larger story.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of having events that branch off on random separate branches that are splitting off in other directions as well. Now I know the scripting language for Clausewitz is not really. You can do it, but it's not particularly user friendly to set something up like that, which is a shame. But yeah. On the other hand, I also really enjoyed Doomsday. I've done a video series about this. It's currently on the channel as well. The third episode went up a couple hours ago. And it's really a roll of the dice to see whether or not you're going to be able to be challenged. So basically the idea is your planet is going to explode in 35 to 45 years. Find yourself a new place and get the hell off of this rock, which is fine. That's fair. However, if the game throws the dice in such a way that it takes 20 to 30 jumps for a usable planet to be nearby and somebody else is taking it, well, that's when things start to get rather interesting.
Yeah.
So it's actually kind of good. And it's an iteration on a mod that is called Supernovae, where your star explodes and you need to get off of the planet as well. But they iterated on the idea by having your planet explode for one, but for number two as well, not having any usable planets nearby, which is one of the default functions in the game as well. So it's a fun challenge. It can be really easy, but it can also be super, super hard.
Well,
You know what
I
would
know
be
they
really
changed it a
fun?
lot from like ParadoxCon, because I remember playing Missing ParadoxCon and it was so easy because I don't think they had the adjacency thing. So basically, there was always an inhabitable planet next to you, and also the bonuses you got from it were really good. So it was actually a boon to get Doomsday, right?
Are you talking about the planetary bonuses or the post-event bonuses?
I think it was the planetary bonuses, if I remember.
Yeah, the planetary bonuses are quite good because you get like up to like 200% alloy and mineral production as well as energy production. Food goes completely down the crapper, but it's in your best interest to keep as many pops on that planet as possible to the last moment, really, because then you can get the maximum use out of it.
That poor miner, he just taps like a rock and then bam, the planet explodes.
Yeah, bam, the entire planet explodes.
Speaking of planets
But
exploding and stuff, wouldn't it be kind of cool if they wanted to add some more story to it? They could kind of lean into that being an analogy for Krypton, and you would get some kind of really good governor or scientist or general or something.
I have given this some thought actually. Things like doomsday cults that stop your progress of building, like say an ark with all your planet's biological data from every single animal and trying to. Have you ever seen the movie Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow?
I haven't. No.
Think I have.
So in this movie, in this so. It's awesome if you manage to. It's super cheesy. It's inspired by like 1930s adventure comics.
I'm sold already.
But basically, the idea is that there is this. Well, I'm gonna give you some spoilers. There's this big rocket, and it has every single DNA or animal on it to shoot it into the stars. So why not have something like that, but like having to add that as a separate project that you can do as like a bonus thing. On top of that, once you finish Doomsday, you don't get a modifier to your country.
Yeah.
So it's just like the planet is gone, and that's it. There is no follow up. No reason of why did the planet explode? Is somebody behind this?
Yeah.
Which evil god do we need to chase? I really like storylines, and
So something that
I
would
really
be
think it's
affected by your ethics.
Yeah,
So if you're
a storyline
spiritualist-
affected by ethics. So for instance, if you're spiritualist, you can stop Doomsday or slow it down by kidnapping pups from other alien species and sacrificing them.
Oh,
to
yeah, like
stuff
Aztec
Sacrificing
style.
their own species.
Have a space flower war. Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like there's a lot of opportunity there, which I'm sure modders are going to throw in regardless. But it just feels like a missed opportunity on my part on this front. I really hope they're going to be adding stuff like that in the future, but I'm kind of worried that they won't.
I would quite like certain factions inside your planets, basically like Doomsday skeptics that refuse to be moved unless you persuade them. That'd be great.
Just
something like
adding
that.
story to all of them is going to be a better idea, I think. Like if you're a mechanist, maybe part of your civilization wants to fix the planet, and maybe one of the ways it could do that would be like, I don't know, creating a pseudo machine world, or a pseudo like Ecumenopolis / machine world that your planet would turn into. So I don't know, something.
It was like Cybertron and take it on a ride.
Or something
Look, we're fixing our planet, but in the process, we're also killing it. Or to survive the Doomsday, we need to become machines, or maybe even it could turn you into a.
No, I still think.
Did any of you see the movie Titan AE?
Getting off the rock. Have I seen Titan AE? Planet Bob is like my second home.
But something like that, if you're materialist, like you could actually create if you find like an asteroid belt or something, you could actually just build a planet for yourself.
Yeah, and like maybe like call the project like maybe like Project Genesis or something like that, and like shoot it at a dead planet. And then before that happens, some marauders come by and try to hijack the project.
Yeah.
And they leave you buried alive.
I don't know if you're like referencing the movie here because I haven't seen it, or if this is just like all off the top of your head.
You've
But
not
I'm
seen
I'm totally on board.
Titan.
You absolute troglodyte. Jesus.
Look, I'm not a Trekkie, and I know that's going to get me a lot of hate.
It's
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 not
not
If you're a
Trek.
Trekkie, it's Wrath
a-
of Khan.
It's an animated film from. When did
You're
it come
talking
out? I
about
watched it
Titan
back in like
AE,
middle
yeah,
school.
I still haven't seen that either. Lambert cancelled. Yeah, I feel like it right now.
Titan AE came out in like the early 2000s. Almost nobody saw it, apparently, except for me and my mom in the cinema.
I had it on VHS.
Cinema.
I watched it so many times. It came out in 2000, apparently.
Oh, okay. Wait, they still had VHS in 2000?
Depends
Yeah,
on
that's
country you're in.
DVDs and
Yeah,
VHS were
but in
coming
Wales,
out.
I know that. We used to got
All right,
VHS
I
now.
will go and watch Titan A, but I won't do it right now. I'm a little busy.
Oh, no, we'll stop the podcast and you just go do it.
Yeah. Reconvene in like
Yeah,
There you
so
go.
we'll be right back,
Day
everybody.
hasn't heard of it either. Yeah, I'm not alone. Also, I like how he said that I'm now Lambert, but then he said he's also never heard of it. You're in the same boat with me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, there's so many good
having-
things you could do with Doomsday, right? I mean, like,
Yeah. I think
I just love
there's
the
a lot
origin
more story that
systems
can be
in
done.
general, right? You can expand on these so much, keep adding more. There's so many sci-fi tropes you can work into these origins.
Yes.
It's not so even so much that. I think the problem with it is an origin implies that it's something that is going to impact you throughout the entire game, and a lot of the origins do this.
Your calamitous birth that you had.
Yeah, Calamitous Birth, for instance, has long-term impact. You've got the Habitat one, which clearly has long-term
Oh,
impact.
yes,
The
that's a fun
Ringworld
one.
etc. But this one, and it's just touted as the first challenge origin. Oh boy, it's got red text, everybody. It's super hard, and there's nothing.
It's just basically a nerf for really good players in a multiplayer game.
Well, speaking of which, I kind of want to run a multiplayer game where everybody has Doomsday, but it's a tiny galaxy
Yeah.
with 12 people or 16 people with planet spawning set to 0.5.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's
It'd be,
basically a
see-
last
see-
man
see-
standing setup.
Yeah.
So let's see who will survive the Thunderdome.
yeah.
At the end of it, there's only like 3 players left after 50 years.
Something like
Stellaris
that. Yeah.
Royale, that's it, yeah.
That'd actually be really cool.
What
I'd
do
like
you
to see
think
that.
of the Federation starts? The opposite of being all
Actually, I haven't
alone.
played them. I actually have not played the Federation starts at all. The Hegemon and the
Common ground.
Common Ground one. Yeah,
Now, I've been told,
Haven't
I haven't
played
watched the video myself yet, but Spiff, I believe, did a video about hegemons, and from what I've heard,
and
correct me if I'm wrong.
He did. Yeah, he did an exploit video on it, and he did the thing that was fairly clear, where you just leave the hegemony and just
Annex
take
them.
over the other two empires. Yeah, that was fairly straightforward. I think they're cool in concept, especially Hegemon, because if they're a tier 3, they get a special CB, which allows them to go to war with other empires to put them in the Hegemon, which in the hegemony, which means that the hegemony leader gets stronger. For the more members the hegemony has, the Hegemon gets stronger anyway.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. It reminds me quite a lot of Scions in that sense. I think Scions is really awesome as well, if not hilariously overpowered. But no, I haven't played them yet. But I think they're cool on paper, but I don't think I'm going to actively play that. Then again, I said the same thing about Rogue Servitors a couple of years back, and I love them now. So
What do
The
you
one
think
that I
about the
haven't played, but I really want to give a try now, is Tree of Life. Yeah, it's the one that's like, I'll get to it when I play a Hive
Yeah,
Mind.
it's really
That's what I
nice,
wanna-
actually.
But then I haven't played a Hive Mind since.
It gives you
so this is
pop
what you
growth
do,
speed.
right? Yeah, this is what you do. So you get yourself Tree of Life, you find yourself Ringworld, then plant your saplings on said Ringworld. Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy,
yeah,
is
yeah.
it good.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That sounds beautiful, actually.
I like it.
It's really powerful, anyway. For pop growth speed, I think it's plus 15% on your capital, and you combine that with a Hive World. If you're a Ravenous Horde, you obviously have growth speed on top of that, and plus you get the food bonus, which Hive Minds get, plus you get the spawning pools, and you end up just, shitting out pops like nothing else. It's just incredible. It's very good.
And
What
then you
do you
get biological ascension and get cloning rats.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I think the only problem is I can't think of the Tree of Life origin without thinking of the Oasis mission
Avatar.
from Fallout 3.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Avatar, where they're about to bomb the tree.
No,
Oh, yeah.
no, the person who got turned into a tree in Fallout 3, and he's like, he wants to die.
Oh, yeah, the
That-
recurring
I just-
character.
I just can't stop thinking about that when I think of that one. I'm going to have
He's,
to roleplay as the tree.
He's in Fallout 1 and 2, which are
Oh, is he
better
really?
games.
Yeah,
didn't know
it's Harold.
Harold,
He's a
that's his
character.
name.
Yeah, he's a character in Fallout 1 and 2,
Yeah,
and then
that's
he's got a little tree growing on his head, and then slowly over time he gets stuck. Yeah, I burned him.
Yeah, no, I did
I
2
didn't poison
playthroughs.
him.
I burned him in one of them. And
See, I didn't like Fallout
Then again,
3.
I'm also the kind of dude that wanted to get an apartment in Ted Penny Tower for funsies. So
Well, you got to do it
I did
once
too,
just
but
so
better
you can
dressed.
see the awesomeness of Megatron just like explode. Not Megatron. What? Megatron.
Megaton.
Just exploding.
I lie though. I feel really bad for the AI or for the characters when I do terrible things.
Oh, yeah, you put a save in first.
Oh no! I did something horrible. They don't like me anymore.
I mean, I did it purely for the tuxedos. I went to like Megaton.
That's
it was
even
like,
worse.
Right, these are like, like they're badly dressed. We live in a hole. I went to Ted Penny Tower. They got suits. They're like far, cooler looking. And someone got sunglasses and like 50s fedoras. It's like, damn, that's it. That's the ones I want to be. Kill all the other people. Bomb. I give you my suit.
I see we've left one future space game for a post-apocalyptic game.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Well, I mean, a lot of these starts are post-apocalyptic.
Well, one is
that
one is
right
specifically
there, literally called it.
post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, but this, the remnant art. See, I
Yes.
thought that was placeholder because I'm sure that something like that appears in what's it called? Alpha Centauri. It looks like something from Alpha Centauri. I'm not going crazy, am I? That's.
Can you, Rose? Can you put it up for me for a second? Because for those of you who don't know, I got about 15,000 hours in Alpha Centauri. So hold on here.
So for
It's
what?
the game
The
that-
image
the
for
game-
remnants?
Same. I love Alpha
hold on.
Centauri.
Give me a second here.
I get enough of
Here,
it.
I can make that bigger.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Not very
the
detailed.
Gaians, like Daedra.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It kind of looks like that. It's not the same. It feels very similar.
No, I tell you what.
in terms of its design.
It reminds me not the with the expansion you have for Cult. Kind of reminds me.
Oh,
of,
the Cult of Planets.
that's the one. Yeah.
With the stupid kid
That's
that
it.
is. I fucking hate him so much.
Yeah, same.
Oh
He's
my
got an
God.
annoying voiceover. I think that's the lone reason I don't like him.
I don't like to play with. I don't like to play with the expansion. I think all the other new factions they're just dumb.
Yeah. Oh, I like the free drones. I think that's probably. I don't like the aliens.
Are you a communist? Is that what you're saying?
Like I'm from South Wales. I like my
Man.
Well, I want my industry.
Well, speaking of communism, you can do that in the new Galactic Council, so that's cool.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Forcing other people to follow my own personal government type.
Oh, I actually love. I think the Galactic Council is by far the best feature in Federations. It really feels like if something that's had so much love and effort put into it.
Yeah.
It really is like the expansion may be called Federations, but it really should have been. It's really the Galactic Council that steals the show here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, there's no good reason not to join a federation, and that's fine. But the Galactic Council has so many options and ability to project soft power, something that the game desperately needed for since launch, really, because there was really only one option to win, which is have the biggest fleet. Whereas right now, especially with federations, and you have the Galactic Council, it just means that you can win the game by making everybody illegal. That's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
No, I fully agree.
Definitely.
Well, actually, remember when the game first came out, the only way to actually win a game was conquest?
No, there were two. There was also Federation Victory.
Mm.
Oh
You
yeah, there was
needed,
Federation.
you need
Was it Federation when it
you
first
needed
came
to
out?
own. Yeah, there
Yeah, I
was.
think
They
so.
were they were in since launch. I think you needed to control 70% of all the habitable planets in the game on the map to win.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yes, I was trying to go for a Federation victory, and then we ended up with a Cold War of 2 giant federations, and it would have been like a 6-hour slog to get through it all, or something like that. So I just
I mean,
was like,
did
no,
anyone
I don't need
actually
that
play to the
achievement.
victory screen? Because, like,
I'm sorry?
did anyone actually play to the victory screen? Because, you know, as soon as the end...
multiple times.
Oh, really? I just play until the end crisis, and then I go, okay, that's that done. Start a new one.
Well, you can actually set the
Well-
the year the game ends on now. Which
End it like the year before you set your end game crisis.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. It's too difficult.
I think going back to the galactic community, like diplomacy was the area I think that Stellaris was weakest in compared to the other Paradox games. And I now think it might be the strongest of all the Paradox games when it comes to diplomacy, because the galactic community is just that good.
Yeah.
it's
I
a
tell you what,
lot
it-
better
not a
than
lot
the
of fun.
United Nations and such that's in the Civilization games, I feel.
I thought you were
That's what I
about
was
to say
gonna
the
say,
United Nations in real life. I was like, yeah, you know what? It is more effective than that.
Yeah, no, I think this blows
I've
every other game out of
I've,
the water,
I've,
to be honest.
I've played a pretty large amount of Civ games over the years. Any sort of diplomacy system is blown out of the water by this, especially with the favor system that's on top of it, which allows you to project even more soft power. I can't think of any other game that has really done it like this, at least this extensively. I don't know. Can you guys think of anything?
No, I'm trying
No.
to... Maybe not even like the Endless series. Like Endless Space didn't have anything like this. Endless Legend.
What I
the
will
same.
say about the favor system is they should be way more expensive to buy favors on the galactic market. Because say you get lucky and you get you start creating volatile motes from very early on in the game, like your Rock Riders were. It was only like 100
that's
motes.
because they were crapping them out.
Yeah, it was only like 100 motes for a favor. So you find the guy with the most diplomatic weight, and you start, you want some motes. You get tons of favors for something that you weren't using at the time.
Or
Yeah, I am fully expecting favors to get nerfed in terms of their pricing, because they're extremely powerful
yes.
for
Way
what they
too cheap.
are.
Yeah.
What I'm showing here on the stream is a game that have been playing myself on stream, where I've gone not Merchant Republic, Megacorp. Sorry, have EU4 on the brain. Megacorp, and you just get so much cash, and you can just buy alloy. You can buy favors from your neighbors. I've got
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense, because, I mean,
Nice.
that's basically oligarchy. It's galactic oligarchy.
yeah.
Alfred
I think-
Steigen in chat there says, I managed to gift a Lithoid Empire food in exchange for favors. And I mean,
God.
when you can do
that's kinda-
that...
That's a
gonna
little
get nerfed.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
balance
it's going to
thing,
get
but-
nerfed, 100%.
There is another event in the game which is called the Lesser of Two Evils, I think, where you find a fungal cave, and during this particular event, if you accept the consequences of it, then you get a special gas vent on your planet which generates a single gas worker for every single 10 pops you have on your planet.
Oh.
Long story short, it was 2250, and I had an income of 24 gas.
Oh my goodness.
And then I needed alloys, and I was just like, hey, AI, give me 12,000 alloys for 6,000 gas, and then did it 4 times more, because that's how much gas I had.
Yeah, the special resources are they don't really
Overvalued.
get balanced with all the different ways you can accumulate them. They're very balanced when it comes to you creating them or mining them from planets, but not really when it comes to the events that give you them, or like with lithoids being able to literally shit them out.
Like here's 70 rare crystals for one favor.
Yeah,
That's not a lot.
that's really not a lot.
It should be more expensive based on the diplomatic power that the country already wields.
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Because that would make far more sense. And then it also matters to get favors with a country early, or at least an empire early, and try to help them, because then, of course, then their diplomatic value will go up over time, and you will still have that favor to use in at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
Talk says it's only a problem in games with the AI, though. Not really, because if you're playing multiplayer with some metagamers who always really want to, pass the same thing, they're on the same side, they can trade favors with each other. It's like, I'll give you 100 favors.
Which is oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's awful. Like, they will win every single debate because they'll just use all their favors, and they're effectively, it's free Diplo power.
Yeah, they are the Senate, basically, at that point.
There is an interesting thing with the Federation, when you're trying to pass laws inside your Federation when you're AI, which is just something I noticed back at PDXCon, is the AI seems to not want to change much.
In terms of,
like, let's say, fleet contribution. I have yet to be able to see them actually be willing, and you can't use favors on them. And even if they love
you're talking about the Federation stuff.
With Federation stuff, yes. Sorry.
Right, I see. So when they're voting on changes.
I haven't seen any of the Federation members trying to change the rules. No.
Oh no! But when you're trying to change them yourself, there's no way to convince your Federation members to change. It's just a base minus 50.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. In general, right now, I'm happy with what we have, and that sort of thing is just extras, which can be modded in or putting down the line. I think we still have one of the most encompassing diplomatic systems within video games available right now, which I think is extremely good and extremely fun, especially in combination with the envoys. So when it comes to this, sure, would it be fun to see the AI struggle to get to pass things through? Sure, but the real problem with it is that, let's say the AI suggests something and you say no, which then lowers the cohesion of your Federation. Do you really want to do that? Do you really want the AI to shoot you in the foot? I think it was during PDXCon, during the game designer panel, that if a feature is implemented, and this was more specifically about espionage, if a feature is implemented, it should be fun for the player, but if the AI does it to you and it's not fun, then you should not use this system.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem with this lies. Because if the AI would say, hey, I want to change this rule within the Federation, and you say no, and the cohesion goes down and you lose your bonuses, it's the same thing as, say, in Civilization, where you have a religion and the AI comes in and converts your cities to another religion. I absolutely hate that. I hate that system to the bone, because it's just not fun. So whilst I understand that from your side that, hey, the AI is not doing anything, I totally understand it, because it just is not fun.
That's not what I was talking about. Like, I'm okay with the fact that they don't propose things. What I'm saying is, like, when you try to propose something, if you're looking,
they always oppose it.
Like here, like, let's say I want to change from no fleet contribution to low fleet contribution. They are an automatic minus 50 for base. No other modifiers. We have no way to call in favors. They actually love me. We're completely 100% friendly towards each other.
And that probably then has to do with, in that case then, okay, close this window.
Mm-hmm. But then we go to proposing laws.
Then go to voting, and then majority vote rather than unanimous vote.
But still only 2 people in the Federation. Is 50% majority?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
If it's so majority vote, because there's 3 in the Federation.
Oh yeah, no, I was thinking.
No, there's only 2 in this Federation.
What I would like to see is a better breakdown of this, because it seems to be only 2 modifiers, right? There's either support.
Yeah, better tooltips. Where are these modifiers coming from? Yeah. Why don't they want to vote for it?
Exactly.
Well, and
why
also
support
pay for favors?
Outside of the fleet, everything else it says supports Federation development plus 100. But if they're supporting Federation development, why don't they support fleets?
Right. Yeah, Amagade makes a good point. This is like a minus 50% political concerns modifier in CK2. It's not very transparent. You don't know where it's coming from and why it's
No.
happening, right?
Yeah,
But you know,
basically
this is like such a minor thing in what is
And it's not an issue at all if you're
but
in multiplayer.
We play grand strategy games. Poking holes in design things is kind of what we do.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, someone in
There's a comic in here
Zealous
somewhere.
in chat is saying 40 years into their Federation-start empire, and then one of their 2 allies just suddenly voted yes for fleets. They had no idea what changed. They just decided, oh yeah, now we want a fleet.
what I think what it is, and I'm not sure whether or not this is true or not. I could be completely wrong on this. I think it has to do with ethics. If a certain thing does not sync with a certain ethic, then they won't go for it.
Right.
What's the ethic of your friends?
So like a
Spiritualist,
militarist might
egalitarian.
support fleet expansion, possibly.
Or it could be to do something with, we've been together for such a short time, we don't want to centralize.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's a mystery. Something's going down in the script files, and who knows what's going on down there and why that is. I was actually looking through the script files the other day, and I think I saw something about this. Federations. Let's take a look here.
Maybe if you're at war, they're going to have a bigger weight towards saying yes.
Arc sites, vote weight? No. Free migration, kick members, succession powers, federation types. Okay. So there is a bunch of AI weight, whether or not people will accept it. So certain types of empire personalities will not go as easily into certain types of federations, but the modifiers themselves don't actually say anything about their voting approach, which is a shame. I'm under the impression that this is something that is more cooked into the back end rather than the script files.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if you could just like spam them with favors to get them to pass Federation
Yes.
things.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you can use favors to get them into the Federation. So
Yeah, just more transparency, but nice. So.
Favors both need expanding to use them in more situations, and also massively nerfed.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
On a completely different subject when it comes to this, did you guys know that there is a tribute to an actor in Federations?
no.
Which actor?
Rutger Hauer,
I did not.
who sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago or a couple of months ago, and there's a system that's been newly introduced. For some reason, by the way, the marketing team over at Paradox did not talk about any of the new events and archaeology sites during their marketing campaign for some reason. They added a new event, a new system called the Hauer system.
Yeah.
And it has a unique structure in it called Tannhauser Gate, and a new archaeology site called Tears in the Rain.
Oh, that's where it's from. Blade Runner.
It's a Blade Runner reference.
Yes, he plays the
And the event chain is called. All Those Moments.
That's pretty cool.
These are the kind of things that they should mention.
No,
a
no,
lot of
I
people
quite
are
like the
never
idea.
gonna
These sort of Easter eggs are fine, but the fact I really don't understand why they don't say, oh yeah, by the way, the expansion adds 10 new dig sites and 50 new events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was something they could easily say without giving spoilers or anything away to people.
Yeah, that's so nice, though. I didn't realize they did that. That's sweet. I like that.
Yeah, I'm in favor. I mean, there's so many actors. I mean, in the past few years, there's been quite a few actors that have passed away. Like there was 1 year, like 2017, was it? Where in like a space of 6 months, like 5 or 6 really big actors had died. It was when I'm terrible with names.
It's when David Bowie passed away.
Yeah,
that's
David
right,
Bowie and the actor for Hans Gruber. I forgot his name. I'm terrible with names. Who was Hans Gruber in Die Hard?
You mean Severus Snape?
Yeah.
Hans Gruber, better movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Alan Rickman.
I wouldn't disagree with you being better movie.
Alan Rickman, that's it. Like they
Alan
should
Rickman,
add
yeah.
a Rickman system.
Yeah,
Just
well,
like
he's
tributes
Well, 'cause
to
he was-
these people.
was he a
It
sci-fi?
was also
guy,
Galaxy
though?
Quest.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
Totally
Oh,
plays
there you go.
into the whole Stellaris.
There you go. You gotta activate
No, I know.
the something 19, I think it was. I can't remember what the ultimate weapon was they had.
John Hurt. How can we forget John Hurt from Alien? Like,
Yes, by Grabthar's hammer. You could find Grabthar's hammer and it's a relic.
Oh yeah, John Hurt passed away back then as well.
yeah,
didn't he?
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah, there was-
The quintessential British actor.
Love
Alan
John
Rickman
Hurt,
was in
brilliant.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes, he was the
Yeah, he's in the
gloomy
new
robot.
one though, the rubbish one.
As
wasn't
what?
it?
As whom?
He.
I thought he was the gloomy robot.
played-
I didn't like that.
No, he wasn't Marvin. He wasn't Marvin. No.
Hang on, I'll find out. Alan Rickman played Marvin. Yeah.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, okay. I wasn't right. Okay.
The originals were better. The Buck Squads, the radio series, is great. Didn't like the new remake. Maybe I'm just like
I wasn't actually a big fan of the new movies, but at the same time, it certainly fits in with Stellaris.
Theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've already got like references. We got the towel, trait and everything.
Oh, the towel is super rare though.
Yeah.
I think I've only had it maybe once or twice in all of my games
Yeah.
of this of Stellaris.
Same year, I think. Yeah.
It's that rare.
I like that though. I like how it's nice. Easter eggs though, that should be quite rare.
Speaking of
Anyway, we were
rare
talking about
things,
Federations, I
though,
believe.
we do only stream once a week, and I think we're approaching our end time, guys.
Yeah, I want to talk about one more thing.
Can I get one more thing in?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the guest, of course.
All right. Okay. The Mega Shipyard is awesome, and the Juggernaut is underwhelming. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, and I want to talk about Strikecrafts. Is Strikecrafts good now? I haven't played enough with them.
Yes, they're good.
Perfect.
Yes.
There we are. Sorted.
Favorite? All right. Favorite Juggernaut ship type. Which one
Haven't
looks
got that
best?
Avian.
Yes, agreed.
Oh,
100% agreed.
It looks like a giant batarang.
Yeah, I love it, and I'm so glad that Avian is like my favorite ship type, even
Yeah.
before the update.
I like Mammalian still because it's like blocky and a bit grim looking. I like it.
Mammalian has probably my least favorite looking Juggernaut.
What you mean, the flying box?
Yeah.
That's the
It's
one.
great. I love it. It's just
Well, honestly, the Avians already had the fidget spinner Colossus. So.
Yeah,
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
although I will say the Avian, the habitable world, the habitats, the Avian habitats are not so cool. I don't think. But yeah, best ship types though. Still.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fair.
So,
So-
Aspec, where can we find your stuff and what have you got going on? And
Pop over towards youtube.com/Aspec Mechanics, and you will be finding yourself on my webpage. And from there on, you will find all the links right at the top of the page, and of course all the all the video descriptions. You will find your way to many places, such as my Discord. It is on the dark corner of the internet, and on top of that, the merch store, where you should definitely buy yourself a Rock Rider t-shirt.
And check
I wanna
out
see you
your
wearing that
review
next
of
PDX
Federations, correct?
Excuse me?
And check out your review of Federations, correct?
Yes. Also, my review of Federations. Hold on. It's currently setting records, so it's going well.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out as soon as this ends. That's for sure.
Good man.
yeah, should you buy Stellaris Federations? Link in chat.
And
Lambert,
Lambert, where can we find
What have you
you?
been up to?
I am on YouTube only now. YouTube.com/C/Lambert2191. Or
so
actually
you
just
switched from
recently
D-Live.
changed my name to Lord Lambert. But the URL hasn't changed.
I
but
know why you switched from D-Live. It's because Grugy came on the chat and started posting anime gifs. And it was like, right, that's it. No more D-Live.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gotten in touch with his inner weed.
I did talk about switching away from DLive in my
was
Discord.
the final
and Groovy
straw.
was like, but I like the gifs. I'm like, that's not the important part. So I'm now doing YouTube streaming.
Cool.
I've done one stream so far on YouTube and it's gone quite well, so I'm quite happy with it.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Rose, what have you been up
Fat
to?
Loris, where can we find your stuff and stuff?
Oh, I did Rose first. No, come on.
Oh,
There we are.
All
Rose
right.
Okay,
is the
fine.
host, he goes
Fine.
last. But,
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I've just been doing comics. It's embarrassing how little I've been doing. I've done some Anno stuff, and I'm basically doing stuff for Humankind. So Anno stuff should be up soon. Fingers crossed.
You're doing stuff for Humankind.
I am. Yes, I was supposed to, go to France. Ben, this happened, and I couldn't. It was really well timed. It's like, oh, okay, everything's locked down. I guess I'll stay in Wales. Okay, never mind.
You're probably better off in Wales at the moment.
Probably.
Yeah.
Look,
I mean, the
French wine is
all
worth
about,
getting corona for.
Bats and pangolins, and there's no bats there's bats, but there's no pangolins in Wales, just sheep.
Yeah. So, sheep with corona.
I gotta have a sheep dig every single podcast, you know that.
Yeah, so that's basically what I've been up to.
And Rose.
For myself, I'm streaming here on Twitch at Enigmatic Rose 4. I'm also over on YouTube, where on Twitch I've been streaming Stellaris, a lot of Stellaris, and over on Twitch, over on YouTube, I have EU4 and Yes, Your Grace is what we're working on right now.
Yeah, I had a look at that. That looks amazing. I do need to get that.
It's a very intriguing storyline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm not sure about the replayability of it, but it's definitely great for a first playthrough.
Mm-hmm. I'll be getting that soon, I think. It looks great.
Great, and I think that's all. So thank you so much for watching us. Remember to check us out on Twitter if you're not following us there for updates. We are NoCB Cast. And you can
Thank you very much for joining us, too.
Yes, and thank you very much,
Aspec.
Thank
you.
You got the
end. and good luck with your floor, Father Lord.
Cheers.
Yeah, Aspec, you've been a great guest. So you're welcome
thank
back
you guys
anytime.
for having me on the.
Definitely.
Thank you for having me on the podcast. It was a pleasure. Even though my wife got really upset with me, but then I told her I could eat whilst being on the mic, and then everything was okay.
It was great having her on the podcast too.
I had mac and cheese. It was beautiful.
And remember, if you're watching us somewhere else, such as Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, and you're able to leave a review, please do. Let us know your thoughts. We don't discuss that one, remember?
Yeah, but he's not here.
TJ's not here anymore.
That's true. TJ's not here.
And TJ, where can we find you?
Tweet,
rest in peace, TJ. TJ's got some really good reviews up, actually. You should go check him out.
He does. And there's also,
check him out on Twitter.
There's also his Reddit, The Real Patch Notes. Or what they really mean.
Yes.
If you want to get a laugh.
Always. I think that's why he's just been burnt. There's so many patch notes come out recently for TJ. It's like
there's some new patch notes for Stellaris for this 2.6.1 update. So I wonder if he's going to have a mini what the patch notes really mean for that.
Yeah.
I like how the sign off is taking 5 minutes.
Yes.
This is not a professional place.
TJ's supposed to be here to keep us in line.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye, guys.
Same back channel.